Good morning, everyone. It's Gal. We're playing some more Pokémon Reborn. And today we are heading out to settle the fight between Amaria and Titania. And in the process, we're going to get our hands on Kyogre and Groudon. Now, this is not one that's going to be on the... Not one that we need to talk to our buddies for here. We have Rayquaza in hand now. So we just need to head back out to the desert where those two were fighting. And we're going to be... It's going to be an interesting showdown. We're just going to go with that. So, just to be clear, we have kind of a vague plan for a lot of this. Nevian's mostly here for setting the rain and wide guard. That's going to make Terra really powerful, specifically on the first fight of this gauntlet. There's two fights. One of them's on cave, one of them's on water. And Terra is good on both. Nevian is going to be able to get its rain to be able to get that swift swim on the cave field where it's more important. We have to have Metal with us. Pretty much the plan here for Metal is Dragon Descent hits really hard. That's the plan. And with Choice Scarf, they will go first. The Bagel is here. They've got the ability to give a lot of coverage. We've got Energy Ball. We've got, which is going to be good for a lot of the stuff in the water field. We've got Dazzling Gleam. There's several dragon types. Their Dazzling Gleam is going to be very good, and the Bagel can actually switch into dragon moves. So if we have a dragon type out, we can switch over to the Bagel and get a free switch in. We have Zekrom. This is one that we haven't used yet, and I'm really curious to see how it works. So, when you're underwater, accuracy on these electric moves becomes 100%, including Bolt Strike. So we should be able to basically treat Bolt Strike like a Thunder coming from a 633 power Pokemon. We have Elemental Seed here, which will turn it into a water type, because otherwise it would negate a bunch of the bonuses it gets from, or a bunch of the, basically this will negate a bunch of the penalties from the water field, which slow down other Pokemon. And finally we have Surge Surfer. It gets double speed on this terrain. We get Thunder, we get Grass Knot, and it should be able to clean up a lot of the stuff that we need to deal with. Which I will just say for the record, Grass Knot is a great move against against Kyogre especially. I suppose the other thing worth mentioning here is that Groudon and Kyogre do have their abilities that mess with the weather. We're gonna have to wander a little bit again because I can never remember where Sugaling Cave is. I think it's just right over here. It might be up higher though. You know, I hate this place, and I wish I could remember things like go to the top of the railroad and head east, because apparently that's all you have to do. But I'm sure even with that, I would still have trouble finding these sometimes. I think... I want to say it's just right near the entrance here. Yes. Let's go through the Garchomp room. And I think this should be where the new door or New World door is. There it is. Just in case it goes straight into the fight. So I mentioned briefly at the end of the last one, one of the things that I did during this last section was add in a couple mods. This game has tons of stuff that you can do already with all of the, like, the codes and such. Apparently a lot of the codes are mods that have been officially added to the game. So, yeah. It felt like this was kind of on the right track for that anyway. And basically what we've done is we made it so egg moves are teachable. In this case, Wide Guard was one of the big ones where I was like, do I have to breed a new Swampert just to get... And the answer was, I really didn't want to deal with that, so I used a mod. It's doable, it's just time-consuming. And the other thing was the ability to use Psychic to learn your friendship values of every person that you've encountered. Which... You know, we've got some, like, Kane, that are really high on this. Luna, we've been really, done a lot of stuff for. Victoria. And then there's others, like Amaria, who tried to kill us, and we don't like her because of that. And that determines which of them you fight one-on-one, well, sort of one-on-one, after the first doubles battle. So this is going to be 2 battles, back-to-back. I think we get a heal in between, but we don't get... We get a heal in between, but we don't get a chance to change our Pokemon or anything like that. Okay, we've got a Rayquaza. Let's waste no more time. Would you care to correct your party in case of a conflict? No. So they do give you a chance there to switch your party out, but I want it as is. Please do not allow this one's complicated feelings to dilute your focus. Just do it. Okay. Doubles battle. Cave against both of them. So first turn, we're going to go Mega, Earthquake, and X Defend on an Evian. Flying Pokemon in the cave do take damage from ground moves, but I'm pretty sure that's going to be okay. And Bits of Rockfall. This is the big trick here. Crap. Sunlight turned harsh and created a rainbow. We're going to go ahead and Wide Guard Earthquake. Was not thinking about the rainbow, but luckily we've got Wide Guard, which should... It took its own Pokemon here. And Wide Guard means that we don't take damage, but it is going to get nailed. Crap. I'm trying to think of what we can count on happening here, because I'm not sure why it even bothered using Lava Plume. Like, that's not good against our Pokemon at all. Like, Rock Slide would be the ideal here, I would think. Let's go Scald Wide Guard. If we alternate, we should be able to continue preventing damage. And they keep killing their own Pokemon. Oh, it does still get Harsh Sunlight. That's good to know. So we go back to Wide Guard here. And I guess Earthquake. Lava Plume, we prevent the damage. They have a lot of Pokemon that use spread moves. And they don't seem to care about hurting their own teammates because of who it is. We're basically getting in the middle of a, domestic dispute here. And now we've got our rain back. Awesome. But this is not the best fight for Terra, I don't think. Let's see, what are they going to potentially use here? I think we Toxic here. And swap into... Man. I want to swap into Ashura, but I don't have a good way to do it. Taking a quick look here at what we're dealing with. I'm just gonna hard swap. We're gonna try it. Surf should be not very effective against both of them. Let's go Wide Guard and Grass Knot into Primal Kyogre. Shura drops. Zen Headbutt is going to take out an Evian. Oh, never mind. We have boosted. Hey, Perfect. This first tip is not going nearly as bad as I was expecting. Terrain finally goes back to normal. Heavy rain has lifted. Wide guard protects against boom burst. That might actually drop Lapis by itself, no? Earthquake prevents the damage. And we're down to a 2-on-1. Earthquake got disabled, and that worked out. Not everything worked out the way I expected it to, but the team composition meant that we could deal with it. And that's the important part. Oh, this is unexpected but not unpredictable. Perhaps the resurging auras of aura was a projection of these anomalies having been released from within red and blue orbs. Pure conjecture, but perhaps conjecture is a way of protecting oneself from circumstances too. Excuse me, do you have a moment to talk about our Lord and Savior Arceus? No, it looks like you're kind of busy here. Bummer. Well, that's probably for the best. The reception here is crap anyway. Okay, so I admit I may have had a hand in setting all this up, but I'm feeling like I may have bit off a bit more than I can chew. Like seriously, 6v12 and then more fights after that? First order of business, heal team. Thanks. Second order, can we get some crowd control in here? It's like claustrophobic. Let's start with you, little Miss Wet Blanket. Don't think I forgot about you trying to drown me. You can play at that game. Well, I wasn't expecting the thing to just dip, but I guess that works. I don't understand what's going on. Will she be okay? I can't swim. Nah, don't worry about it. Anyway, we got this from here. Wait, what? This is the wrong team. Oh, crap. Okay, I must have read it wrong. Oh, God. Well, I've got good news and bad news. The good news is that our team is really good. The bad news is I have no idea what we're fighting because I was expecting to be fighting a Mario in an underwater field. I specifically geared my entire strategy around that. And we don't have anything to deal with it. So let's see if we can get through it. We're getting our Tailwind set up. Lunala. Jeez. Okay, I think we set up Toxic on Lunala. And Earthquake. Perfect. Lunala. We don't have a great answer here, but I think if we go into metal, we should be able to Dragon Ascent. This is a good question now of who do we bring in? Who are they gonna bring in? They've got like... I think actually Dragon Ascent takes out a good chunk of their team except Xurkitree, who we don't have a great answer for. Great. And Groudon. I think we bring in Theta here. Dragon Ascent on Shaman. That's a problem. And our Tailwind is down. Okay, Pheromosa, we're gonna hard switch here into the Bagel. And Fake Out. Fake Out flinches Pheromosa. I was expecting something else. Okay, good to know. I was expecting a Moonblast into that slot. Energy Ball is boosted on this field, but isn't that good in general for this field. We could Dazzling Gleam and take out Pheromosa probably, but it's going to go first. I mean, the good news is Bagel is good into these Pokemon. Let's actually go Revive on Metal. And Fusion Bolt on Ho-Oh. Dragon Ascent into Pheromosa. Dragon Claw into Reshiram, I guess? Yeah. Okay. So, the bad news is we lost. The good news is we weren't actually prepared for that fight, and we took out several of their Pokemon. I was really hoping we were going to be fighting Amaria. That feels like a lot easier thing to work with. So now we're having to deal with Sun and grassy terrain. Lots of grass types and fire types. Yeah. I'm gonna have to go back to the drawing board. Literally, the notes that I have, like, not my notes, like the walkthrough that I've been using, is straight up wrong. It says whichever, or you'll fight whichever you have fewer points it with. And we have fewer points by a large margin with Amaria. She's in the negative. So, I don't know exactly what's going on there, but, yeah, looks like we'll have to figure out a good strategy for dealing with grassy terrain. Looks like it's going to be basically a chlorophyll kind of fight, which I guess it gives us a chance to maybe pull out some of our chlorophyll Pokemon we don't usually use. Yeah. The real trick is going to be whichever Pokemon we bring also need to be viable for that cave fight. So we will still have to figure it out. But that also means that we can avoid the rainbow field, which is not... Or we could, I guess, figure out a way to use the rainbow field. Instead of avoiding it. We could go rainbow field into that, into that Ninetales at the beginning. And see what happens. Just plan for it, though. Because we were not planning on Rainbow at all. Anyway. We'll have to figure that out and revisit this fight next time. Hopefully you're still enjoying. If you are, please give me a like and subscribe. Check out the other content on my channel. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comments. And as always, have a good one. Catch you next time.